Here to discuss his thoughts on workforce development in the state of Minnesota, we have Senate GOP member Roger Chamberlain. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Good to be back.
Senator, let's begin with state economist Tom Stinson is retiring, and as he was discussing his future plans, during that news conference, he was asked what he thought made Minnesota a little more unique, special compared with other states. He said it's our workforce. Now, you've been critical of the administrative spending at the state's colleges and universities, even though they help develop this workforce. So if the end result is a high-quality workforce, is the spending justified?
That's a wonderful question. I fully support the universities, fully support MnSCU and U of M. I am a graduate of MnSCU, Metropolitan State, great institution. We got to support them, and but we can't just write blank checks. There has to be accountability. So all we're asking for is some accountability, not only for the students, but for the citizens of the state and the taxpayers. We have to be accountable. They have to get results, and I don't know that they are getting the best results for the money. If the U of M especially, you all heard the stories, saw the reports, they are wasting money there, and we have to hold that in check. And we did get a cap on tuition at one level, and we held it down in some other levels, but we had to protect citizens and the taxpayers and the students to make sure we get the best outcome we can, but we can't just hand them over a blank check.
Are there enough accountability measures, in your opinion, in the higher ed bill?
I don't think so. You know, they had this problem with administrative costs, and the president of the U of M admitted to that. And yet we hire consultants to go through again to review the administrative waste. I don't know any private sector business has to do that, especially if you got an institution filled with professors and all kinds of folks that are smart enough to do this. So I think there are better ways to do it, but we fully support them. We just want some accountability for the citizens to make sure they're getting their money's worth.
Let's talk about that tuition freeze for a moment. There is a 2-year tuition freeze for both the U and for the MnSCU systems. The Senate version had allowed MnSCU initially to raise tuition by 3% per its own request. Now, do you think it might harm the quality of student education by mandating this freeze, when in particular MnSCU said it didn't want or need it?
My personal opinion is that I don't like freezes. I like to have give the university and the institutions and more control of what they're doing, but they're asking for a lot of money. And the tuition rates have been going up 2 or 3 times the rate of inflation for the last many years. And they keep coming back asking for more and more and more. So any reasonable, rational person is going to stop and say, are we getting the bang for the buck? Are we getting some return here? And obviously in some of these years we have not. There's a lot of waste out there. There's a lot of stuff they're doing we don't need to do. They should focus more on getting the kids educated and getting that done. So I think that there's obviously a balance, but you know, we had to hold them accountable, and I don't like to micromanage them, but somehow we got to get control of the University of Minnesota. They have to understand that there has to be some control and accountability.
So what would you like to see happen? What do you think needs to happen for Minnesota to maintain its high quality reputation for the workforce that comes out of our institutions?
Well, you know, there are things going on. I think, you know, the private sector and the people will drive that. You know, private colleges, universities have to compete for their students. And they say, we have quality programs and here's what we guarantee, here's what we can do, here's what we offer. And they have to get those funds from the parents. Now they do get grants and assistance now from the feds and the state, but they have to compete for the dollars. And I think parents and students will go to places where they are having success and seeing success. If you just hand over money, that does not guarantee success. It does not guarantee outcomes. What will guarantee success and guarantee outcomes are schools and institutions, universities and colleges competing to improve their efficiencies, their effectiveness, and their outcome. And the focus should be on the students, not on raising salaries and growing the bureaucracy over there. So I think those pressures will keep these colleges and universities successful and competitive. We have to allow them to do that.
With those words, Senator Roger Chamberlain, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Good to be back so soon.